What's going on, everybody? Just back with another video for tonight. Tonight we are going with the double upload for tonight. So, with Global having something of a important character drop for tonight. It's only a singular Dokkan Festival. Nothing on Global right now for the next few months compared to what is going on during the 8th anniversary. Probably until potentially Golden Week or maybe even perhaps Saiyan Day. We'll see though, but currently, right now, Global does have some very interesting character drops in the next few months. This month, the end of January being today, then the end of February potentially whenever Dokkan Festival Bardock comes out, and March as well with Saiyan Day, as well as potentially Dokkan Festival Yamcha, whichever the two they decide to drop in order, and if we have potential Global Firsts, including the current Global First coming of the Super Saiyan God Goku EZA finally arriving next week. For now, let us talk about the unit that is dropping tonight. The units dropping tonight. I already went into a bit of detail about this Yamcha if you want to learn some more about this free-to-play unit on the last video. But we're going to be talking about the two units that drop on the physical Path to Power Kid Goku Dokkan Festival banner. This is the banner as it is on JP. It is always subject to change, these individual Dokkan festivals between JP and Global, depending on what happens. Videl, and Bojack and Raditz are your other noticeable banner units on this banner. Of course, could that change potentially? Yes, maybe no. Maybe to allure some people. There's nothing wrong with summoning on banners, of course, but when you think about what is to come in the next few months with the anniversary, or even Saiyan Day and Golden Week, maybe it's best to reconsider at times. So this is why I'm making this video about should you summon on the Path to Power Kid Goku Dokkan Festival banner. So this is the banner as it stood. This is the full complete banner as you can see right here. We have a total of 7 Dokkan Festival exclusive units featured. We have a total of 7 featured SSRs, normal, and then we have a bunch of SRs featured up to 6. We have 6 of them, so it's a 13 character banner feature units, 13 units featured in total, of course, and they are ranging of this new physical Kid Goku, AGL Hachan or Android 8, of course, Aider, physical Raditz, I know, SCR Fidel, SCR Bojack, physical Beerus, as well as the AGL EZA Turles. This is the banner, how it was on JP. We'll see if something potentially changes. Could they potentially add some units? Could they change the 200% lead here? Could they do something like that and go with a Golden Week Goku or Cell? Probably not, just because they're always coincided in Dokkan Festival banners. Could they go with a Int Resurrection F Gods potentially? Probably not, just because they just came out back in November. Obviously no Dokkan Festival LRs. We'll see that next month with the return we'll see that in March with the return of of course, Father Son Gallic Gun Vegeta and Trunks. Could they potentially add some other interesting units after this Raditz between these 4 units here, where we have Videl, Bojack, Beerus, and Turtles? We don't know. We'll see. Maybe they replace Raditz with Ginyu. I don't know. That could be something they potentially do. But to incentivize, to make a little bit more, to give a little bit more incentive into summoning on this as a little bit of bait. But we'll see. So let's talk about the 2 banner units. I don't want to waste too much time on this video. Make it straightforward. We have this AGL Hachan. He leads the Dragon Ball Saga. All stats 130, key +3. Attacking defense plus 80%, and he gets a damage reduction permanent buff of 20%. Then he gets an additional attacking defense plus 80% and an additional damage reduction of 30% when there is an ally whose name includes Goku Youth attacking in the same turn. Ironically, the same name as the newly coming Dokkan Festival unit, of course, as we know. He gets +8. He gets key +8 plus an additional attacking defense plus 80% for 5 turns after receiving an attack, so that is very nice as well. He recovers 80% HP when HP is 20% or less, only once he does that, and then he reduces damage received by 30% starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. So you guys, we are talking about a unit here that can get an upwards of 80% damage reduction very, very good. To be seeing that at the start of turn 5, as long as you have a consistent rotation of this guy and a Kid Goku, whether it be this unit right here, or if even the Int Kid Goku down the line that is getting his EZA next week, or potentially one day a LR Kid Goku, because I believe we are due for that one day. Potentially it might be next year's anniversary. I thought it would happen for this 8th year anniversary, but clearly the Spirit Bomb was a very important theme we needed to have. Maybe we see a Dragon Ball Saga themed 9th anniversary, but we'll wait on that. Never know. Or maybe a worldwide celebration where we see an LR Kid Goku and LR Demon King Piccolo Dokkan Fest, but we'll talk about that for another time. On his super attack, he raises his attack by 50% for one turn and causes supreme damage. And then his link set is all right here: Gentleman, Android Assault, Infighter, Tough as Nails, in the Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, and Fierce Battle. And he belongs to 5 categories, as you can see here: Dragon Ball Saga, Androids, Artificial Life Forms, Bond of Friendship, and Movie Heroes. His best linking partners are all right here. At the top of that list is the Dokkan Festival Kid Goku. These two share Infighter, Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, and Fierce Battle. So they are giving themselves key attack and defense buffs. As you can see, they can debuff the enemy if you are in like a Super Battle Road event, of course. And then they also give themselves a chance of performing a critical hit at link level 10, of course, plus 7%. That's pretty important when you talk about this Goku, who we'll talk about in a moment from now. But I think this Android 8 is very good. When you talk about this unit, because he gives himself basically up to 50% damage reduction, even if you do not have a Kid Goku on the team, or on the turn with him, I should say, he's still able to be reusable on teams like Movie Heroes, of course. On a team, for example, he is actually runnable with the 7th anniversary LR Gods, because they lead Movie Heroes along with Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So you're looking at a unit that can not only be used with the Gods team, but also on that Gods team is included, of course, LR Super Saiyan Gohan, who just got his fantastic EZA earlier this month. And with that Gohan, of course, as we all know, you need to have a Android. You guys need to have an Android unit in order to have that Gohan then receive, of course, his transformation into Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So, as we all know, this Gohan, they did not unfortunately buff Gohan's transformation, his active skill, the condition, but because this Android 8 is usable, when HP is 50% or less, 58% or less within existing Androids category ally starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle on the team, you are able to then, of course, use Gohan's active skill and go to Super Saiyan 2, where he becomes a straight up menace on the Super Saiyan 2 team. So, very important, this Hachan, not just usable with the Kid Goku, but usable on many teams where you can have him. The Androids team as well, if you use him with Gamma 1 or Gamma 2, very nice. Another unit that can have some damage reduction when you have Gamma 1 already in turn 1, slot 1 already guarding for the first 3 turns, and then having the damage reduction up to 50%, and then linking with of course Gamma 2, who is a fantastic offensive unit. Can be a little bit worried, you gotta be worried about him a little bit on defense, but to have a rotation of potentially these 3, I think is very nice, very, very powerful. Bond of Friendship, you don't really need to use that category when you have these other options, Movie Heroes and Artificial Life Forms or Androids, to use them on. So I think that all in all, this guy is a pretty interesting unit to have when you think about that. You can have up to 80% defensive reduction, damage reduction, starting from turn 5. It's very good. Now let us talk about the main unit here, the Dokkan Festival exclusive. Quest for the Dragon Balls Goku Youth. He leads the Dragon Ball Saga, Youth or Exploding Rage categories. Key +3, HP attack and defense plus 170%. This was unique. This character actually leading not just 2, but 3 categories here. 3 categories that needed it. Dragon Ball Saga and Youth, of course, with Youth getting their Extreme Super Battle stage. This guy is the perfect unit to have be the leader, rather than, of course, a Int Gotenks or the Int Kid Goku. Even with that unit's EZA, this is the perfect unit to have. And then he gives an additional attack, defense, and HP buff of 30% to units that also belong to Dragon Ball Seekers or the Bond of Friendship category. That is applicable when you talk about the Youth and Dragon Ball Seekers category units. Pan. We have, of course, also, Pan. Pan is really the number one unit you can think of Youth and Dragon Ball Seekers. Dragon Ball Saga and Dragon Ball Seekers. You have Bulma. You have Goku Youth already. You have, not Yamcha, because he's not really considered Youth. You have Krillin, potential really good Krillin that could come out from the Dragon Ball Saga. It won't be on through the Dragon Ball Seekers category. It will be through Bond of Friendship, but that's still very good. And then, of course, Exploding Rage. Not too many Exploding Range units on the Bond of Friendship category. Of course, this Gohan would be on that because he does have the Bond of... He doesn't. He actually, my mistake. This Gohan does not have the Bond of Friendship category. But, still, he is a youth unit that can be ran on this Goku's team nonetheless. Real quick, I actually will just take a look at that before we continue. The units that you can have with the 200% leader skill. This is the power of the DokkanInfo.com website where you can take a look at this. Youth and, of course, Dragon Ball Seekers. Not too many options when you really think about it, but, you know, it is always nice to see the units that can be ran on it. So, you have these two categories, and then if you search, we're looking at, you know, these two that just got their awakenings from the Broly story events. We have Pan, like I mentioned before. We have the V-Pan, of course. LR V-Pan still very usable to this day. Some good options here. Then, if we also take a look at the Boyhood Saga, which is the Dragon Ball Saga, and then we search once again. Like I mentioned before, Demon King Piccolo. I didn't mention this actually. Demon King Piccolo can be used on this. When he gets a really good Dokkan Festival TUR or LR, that's gonna be really nice. STR General Tao is here as well. We have the physical LR Yamcha and Puar. We have the Goku and Bulma from the story event, the free-to-play Yamcha as well. Some really interesting options. And then let me not forget, of course, the Exploding Rage category as well. Seekers of the Dragon Balls, as well as, of course, we have Bond of Friendship. Not really, you know, too many, you know, situations where you have the Bond of Friendship really being used, but it's a nice thought. Of course, it is something to have as well. The Bond of Friendship category is somewhere around here. Yes, here it is right here. So we can see the last few units that would be included in it actually. So yes, Exploding Rage into Namek Goku, along with the Tech Carnival Birdku Goku, of course, from the Worldwide Celebration. That's a pretty nice one to have as well. You know, not too many insane options. SCR, EZA, Namek Goku as well. There's some good options here and there, as you guys can see. So, yeah, there's a makeable team within this. Not too many people really make this unit as their main leader on a team. They use them on a lot of good teams, which we'll start talking about right now. So, let's start talking about this Goku and what he is possible with this kit. Attack and defense plus 159%. Base, that's what he straight up gets at the beginning, of course. Then when he performs a super, he gets an additional attack and defense plus 59%. 59% meaning the Goku, of course, 5'9". Dragon Ball, Saga, or Youth category allies. This unit is a support, not only with whatever everything else he gets. Ki plus 2 and attack and defense plus 50%. There's not too many situations where you're going to be running Dragon Ball Saga units in difficult events like the Ultimate Red Zone, or even lately some of these difficult events that have been coming out during worldwide celebrations and anniversaries, like the Fighting Spirit of the Saiyans Pride of the Wicked Bloodline event, along with the 8th anniversary event revolved around the Shadow Dragons as well. Wouldn't really be using any Dragon Ball Saga units except for probably this Goku and the Android 8. But still nice to have. Youth category allies, of course. You're talking Goten and Trunks. You're talking Youth Gohan, Super Saiyan 2 LR Gohan, of course, can benefit from that with his EZA. We're talking Pan. We're talking all the young units that we are talking about right now. Then he gets an additional attack and defense plus 20% per key spear obtained. Very nice. If you get 7 key spears, that's the additional attack and defense plus 140%. Added on to the 159% that he's already getting, with the extra 59% attack and defense that he's getting from the super attack, performing that. Then There is a chance of performing a critical hit for him plus 7%, and he reduces damage received by 7% per rainbow key sphere obtained. Kind of similar to the 7-year anniversary LRs, where you're talking about where if he's getting up at most 3 rainbow key spheres, that's a 21% chance to crit, along with a 21% damage reduction he gets there. So that's really nice when you talk about that. And then lastly, even more buffs for him. This, you can see where this is going with this unit. He gets an additional defense plus 59% with 3 or more key spheres obtained. Very good, very good. A lot of defensive buffs for this unit, not just the attack as well. And then he launches an additional attack that has a 50% chance of performing a super attack with 5 or more key spheres obtained. So he's going to be getting a guaranteed additional, and then he's super. So it's really nice to see what this unit can do. All allies chance of performing a critical hit plus 8%, and all allies reduce damage received by 8% with 7 or more key spheres obtained. So he's not only doing a lot for himself, but a lot for the allies. He's giving allies attack and defense, he's giving them key, he's giving them crit potential. Even units like the Tech LR Gods, this helps because they already have a chance of critting or a chance of evading. And then units like even the physical LR, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who has a damage reduction ability in his passive, you're gonna get an extra 8 down to his damage reduction with the 7 more keys to retain by this unit. And then now his super attack, he has actually 3 of them total. All these characters here, if you have at least one of them, you are able to do a unit super attack. So first, his regular 12 key, he raises his attack by 50% and causes immense damage to enemy. Of course, 50% raised attack for 1 turn, I should mention that. Secondly, his first unit super attack, he needs to have a Yamcha, Master Roshi, Oolong, Bulma Youth, or Bulma Bunny attacking in the same turn. And then with that condition, he is getting a attack raise of 100% for 1 turn on his super attack. And then he causes immense damage to the enemy, and he lowers attack. Very nice. Now, the only problem with this is, aside from that free-to-play Yamcha, he looks alright. Every other character here does not have a great unit, except, with a little bit of exception, physical Master Roshi. You can bring this Roshi with you on the LR Master Roshi, of course, the free-to-play one from the 6th anniversary. Still very solid in a lot of Super Battle Road stages, along with Extreme Super Battle Road stages, but you really don't want to bring him in difficult events when we're talking Ultimate Red Zone, we're talking the Worldwide Celebration event that we just got this past year, and the current Shadow Dragon event going on during the 8th anniversary right now on JP. A lot of situations where you can't really bring any of these characters because they're not good enough unless they had something going for them, like a Tech Caulifla that can dodge everything and doesn't even need to be on the exact team, right? Then we have the second unit super attack, where you just need the Hachan, the Android 8. There is a Berserk Android 8. He is not including it in this. You just have to have a unit whose name includes Hachan, just Hachan, and that's it. And attacking in the same turn. And this is the very same effect as having these units. So if you manage to pull this Android 8 along with this Goku, do not worry about this unit super attack because you don't need it at all. You can bring this Hachan and you'll have the very same effect. An attack raise of 100% for 1 turn, immense damage, and then he lowers attack. Then his links are all right here. You can see them all right there, all in the family. Very nice defensive buff along with Kamehameha, more attack buffs for him from all these links, and especially the crit chance buff from the Guardians of the Dragon Balls, but you're going to need Dragon Ball Seekers units and Dragon Ball Saga units, of course. His link partners are not the greatest. Links up decently with the Hachan as we saw before. He can link up with LR quotation marks Beast Gohan. He can link up with the Dokkan Festival exclusive Pan, along with the Pan from the Dragon Ball superhero movie as well. And then from there, not too many crazy viable partners, and these are the units you can farm his super attack with, of course. Now, the last part that you need to talk about is his active skill, the Angry Kamehameha. I am not uploading that onto the channel because the voice acting does not sound great, because it's not the original voice acting of Kid Goku. but that is subjective thought. That's not why we're here. Now, as for the active skill, it's a very nice active skill. It can be activated after his character receives an attack 8 or more times in battle, or when HP is 59% or less. Not too bad for this unit taking 8 attacks, because he does have, you know, damage reduction capability, and this unit can take some damage. He can take some normal attacks. Super attacks, you want to be careful. You want to have him preferably taking type advantage super attacks from int units, of course, so be mindful of that. But very nice condition right here. He raises his attack by 800% temporarily, kind of similar to how the 8th anniversary LRs raise their attack by 500% on their finished standby skills. So that's something to keep in mind. Then he causes damage to enemy, not ultimate damage to enemy. And within the turn activated, attacks have a 59% chance of becoming critical hits. A very nice last part of the active skill, which is very, very one big reason as to why everyone loves the LR Vegeta Trunks, the LR Super Saiyan Gods from the 7th anniversary, along with the LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from the 7th anniversary. The capability of all attacks being crits. It's not guaranteed like all those units for this Goku here, but it's nice to have a 59% chance. And then, of course, not to mention, on top of that, after you pop the active skill, you're still getting that added on to from this, where you can get an extra 7% per rainbow case you're obtaining. We're talking upwards of 80% then. So very nice. This Goku, all in all, to sum up, I love this unit personally. I don't use him as a leader for his teams, because his teams are not elite enough to be used in difficult content. But I loved using this Goku in difficult content on actual elite teams. His categories for those examples of those elite teams: movie heroes with those tech LR gods from the anniversary last year. Bond of parent and child with the Vegeta and Trunks being the leader of that team. We have Goku's family, of course. We'll have always some good units like the STR, Golden Week Goku and Gohan, of course. Pure Saiyans, some very good leads, of course, as well, per usual. Kamehameha with, of course, the AGL LR Gohan leading that at 180%. Very nice. And beyond that, that is those teams that you want to consider putting this Goku on. Very, very good unit. Very nice to have, very fun. And then even the LR Beast Gohan, you could have him be a part of this team, a part of, you know, that team. Actually, no, I'm wrong. My mistake. He has the Bond Parent Child in at 30%, but you get my point. Still, nonetheless, these two can be used together on a team of movie heroes with the tech gods. So, a lot to consider there, you guys. So, I think this Goku is good. I do not think this banner is worth it, though. My final verdict on the banner is that you skip. Unless they heavily upgrade the side units that are on it with Raditz, Videl, Bojack, Beerus, and Turles. Turles is solid with his EZA being on the LR Coolers team from the Robot Celebration. This Beerus, unless he gets an EZA whenever they finally decide to EZA the SCR Beerus and Beast, because we don't know when that will be, because we voted for the God Goku instead, of course. Maybe a brand new Beerus, a potential Hakai Beerus, whenever that comes down the line. STR Bojack is alright, he's decent, but nothing to go crazy about. If you potentially, you know, pull him, that's nothing to go crazy about. Then we have the STR Videl, very nice unit, but her team is not elite for difficult content, much like the very same fact that she won't really thrive in difficult content, really, because she needs a number of things as well. Physical Raditz, Nor's 200% leader in the game, ironically, just because it's Raditz. And then, of course, once again, his damage output is nothing compared to a lot of his other counterparts in the 200% meta, like Captain Ginyu, Majin Vegeta, the Golden Week Goku itself, even the Int Resurrection F Gods, or even, of course, even this Kid Goku that he is on the banner of. And then this Hotchan is very good. If you pull him on another banner down the line, that would be pretty nice. If I pull him during the anniversary on JP, I'm going to be pleased. And then this Goku is fantastic. I have him on JP. I'm not going to lose sleep knowing that I did not go for him on global. But with that being all said, that is what I think of this banner. That is what I think of this unit. And I think that on a much better banner down the line, potentially in 2023, this Goku is worth probably possibly buying with red coins if you have every Dokkan Festival LR you have in the game. So that is my thoughts on this unit. Thank you guys for watching the video as usual. Of course, like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment how do you feel about this Kid Goku coming to global? How do you feel about the God Goku coming to global once again? Subscribe if you're new. Do you think this banner is worth it or not worth it? Like I said to myself, I don't think it's worth it. And with all that being said, thank you guys for watching the video as usual. And with that, I will see you guys on the next one.